Hey, what's up guys, Sean here with Apollo. Have you ever wanted to know how to get the most out of your scooter? Interested in learning some tips and tricks? Well, we'll let you in on a few secrets that only the pros know. The first tip that pro scooter riders know is how to monitor and manage their scooter range to get the most out of it so they don't get stranded on the side of the road somewhere far from home, like Spider-Man. The first and most obvious way to ensure you have enough range is to make sure your scooter is always adequately charged. We'll cover more about battery management in the next tip, but we recommend charging your scooter when it dips to around 25 to 50% power remaining. This will ensure you always have enough battery level to get where you need to go. But if you really want to extend your range, there are a number of little things you can do. Number one is to travel light. The heavier the load on the scooter, the less performance and range you'll get out of it. It's like if you were to compare how many push-ups you could do on your own versus when you have someone sitting on your back, you're probably going to tire out a lot quicker with that extra weight on you. After that, you can do things like find the most efficient route to get where you need to go, avoiding steep hills, and riding at slower speeds as much as possible. Because the battery has a limited capacity, you can either ride at high speeds for a short amount of time, or a longer range at slower speeds. Unfortunately, the technology is not quite there yet where we can have both. On top of that, you can also rely on your scooter's regenerative braking system more so than your physical brakes. All our scooters have a built-in regen system that's usually engaged by simply pressing down the brake handle just slightly before the physical brakes are applied. You may even hear a slight buzzing sound so you know it's working. Now, the regen system is not going to fully charge your scooter during riding, but it can help maintain your battery levels, and every little bit helps. Keep an eye out for future scooter models that feature a dedicated regen brake throttle, like the new 2022 Apollo City, and soon mechanical brakes may be a thing of the past. Tips 1 and 2 kind of go hand in hand, and we hinted at this in the previous section. The second tip that the pros know is how to manage their battery. When buying a scooter for the first time, battery management seems like a whole new world. But it's really just as simple as making sure your battery is always adequately charged. The trick though is knowing the best levels to keep your battery at and knowing when and how long to charge your battery for. Like Goldilocks, you want to find the middle ground that's just right. Most electric scooters use lithium-ion batteries, the same as what's in your cell phone. It's basically common knowledge now that you shouldn't leave your phone plugged in for too long or charge it too much or let it completely drain to zero. And your scooter is pretty much the same. Like we mentioned before, it's best to charge your scooter when the battery dips to around 25 to 50%, and the ideal battery range is between 25 to 80%. Of course, the lower your battery levels, the less range and performance you'll get, so it's best to keep the battery topped up. It's important to know that our chargers are smart chargers and have a shut-off function when the scooter is fully charged. However, it's not completely fail-safe, and it will still have a little bit of leakage when plugged in. So while it is okay to leave your scooter plugged in overnight so you have a full battery in the morning, it's best not to leave it plugged in any longer than that, as it can damage your battery's overall lifespan. Lastly, there's the question of fast chargers. These are superchargers that have a higher power output to charge your scooter faster and decrease the charging time. While these are safe to use, it's not recommended to use them all the time, especially if you're using it as your main charger to completely fill the battery each time. Fast chargers work best in a pinch if you need a quick top off and only have a couple hours or so to wait. Maybe you bring one with you to the office so you can give yourself a quick charge at work. Tip number 3 is one that's often overlooked, but may not necessarily apply to you. If you're one of the lucky ones where it's riding season all year round, you probably want to skip this one, as we'll be covering how to properly store your scooter when not in use. But wait, not so fast. Even all-season riders should know how to properly store their scooter when not in use. A lot of people will simply stick their scooter in the garage or closet and then just forget about it during the winter months or any extended period of time. But it's important to know that just like your phone, your scooter battery will slowly deplete over time, even when it's not in use. If you store it for too long and let the battery completely drain to zero, that will use up one of your battery's full charge cycles and will degrade the battery's overall lifespan. So best practices when storing your scooter is to keep it somewhere relatively warm, preferably inside the house, and maintain the battery levels around 75 to 80% if storing it long term. Leaving your scooter out in the cold or exposed to the elements is a great way to ensure your battery dies faster than normal. Our fourth tip is where we separate the pros from the amateurs. Every pro scooter rider needs to know how to perform basic maintenance on the scooter from time to time to get the most out of it and reduce their potential repair costs. Now, we're not talking about knowing how to replace your motor hub or the battery or rewire the communication cables. Basic maintenance is about knowing how to adjust your brakes or lubricate the suspension and bearings, or knowing just how to clean your scooter. We've got lots of tip videos and how-tos on how to perform each of these basic tasks, so be sure to check out those videos to get more detailed information. Finally, the last pro tip that you should know is how to customize your scooter settings within the Apollo app. Now, at the time of writing this guide, the app is currently only compatible with the Air and Air Pro, the new 2022 Apollo City, and the upcoming V3 Phantom, with more models to come. Within the app, you can directly control and adjust your speed and acceleration settings, your regen brake strength, and lock your scooter and much more. So if you've ever wanted to be more connected to your scooter than ever before, track and plan your rides, and monitor your battery range and capacity with amazing accuracy, the Apollo app is an absolute must. And there you have it. You are now officially a scooter pro. Were there any tips you think we missed? Let us know in the comments below. We hope you enjoyed watching this video, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more great content. Thanks for watching, and as always, ride safe.